Yay, we're here, we're here. It's time to plan a magical. Oh, I believe in myself. I have an alarm that goes off 7 times a day to remind me of all my stuff. Like that I believe in myself and that, like what else? Mostly that I'm capable. Well, I might as well. While we're waiting for people to come on, let's see. Okay. Let me make sure Instagram is live. It looks like it's working. Hi. Okay, cool. We're working. So yeah, before we get started, I really do have an alarm that goes off 5 or 7 times a day to remind me of my intentions, my general intentions. Hi, Laura. And I'll read it for you. And I sent this out. Last in bulk. It's about having faith in yourself and reprogramming yourself because it's so easy to fall off a track and to get into I don't even want to say a negative train of thought, but an unhelpful train of thought. So when I found myself doing that about a year ago, I came up with this list and I've modified it a few times. And it's you are capable, even if you don't know how yet. There is power in feeling joy now. How I feel right now is my point of attraction. The degree to which I feel blessed and am expecting good things to happen is my level of allowing. And the degree that I feel like things are not going to happen well is resistance. What is old news. Get in the mode of a glorious future. Like that kind of helps me from feeling stuck or stuck in the past. Expect answers, don't amplify questions. There is so much in your world that is working well. You are rich with enthusiasm, rich with ideas, rich with happiness, and rich with satisfaction. Oh, this is a big one I love. I have manifested many things into my life that were not there before. Pretty much everything. So, and I didn't know how I would do any of it. Pretty much everything. So, everything that seemed like a dream or didn't seem possible in the past that I have now, like that just helps me remember that I'm capable, back to number one. So, I don't always read through the list, but I stop myself like a bunch of times during the day. And the ones that come to my mind, like I am capable and like, my point of attraction is like how I'm feeling, like even if it's not a great day or things haven't gone well, or if I'm feeling shit or whatever, hey, that's okay. Like it's not about being overly optimistic, but it's about realizing that we do have a choice and we can like shift our emotions and shift our point of feeling. Like there is usually something I can be grateful for or something I can be enthusiastic about or something that is going well. And it might not work for everyone, but for me, the negative really spirals or I don't even want to say negative because like all feelings do have their place, but those crunchy, icky kind of like the things that amplify anxiety for me and worry and stress. I personally don't want to be there. Like it amplifies it the more I dwell on it. So I have this list and I go through it, or I just try to get back into the vibe. And it's been very helpful for me. Yeah, it is, Elizabeth. It is going to be recorded. Hi, Colette and Vicky and Anna. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I know we did this last year, and I think I was a little bit hyper. I'm glad you came back. I know I gave one person a headache because I think I was really intense. And I was looking back at my notes from last year, and I had some really good notes, but I think it was a lot at once. This year, I really literally just had 2 short notes. And I'll tell you what they were. They really stuck out for me. First is planning to do less. Planning doesn't always have to be planning to do more. So, and these are like notes for myself as well. And I'm not good at planning to do less, but I'm getting better at it. And that's really about prioritizing, like what's really important to you. So, planning to do less is the thing. You don't have to plan to do more, you can plan to do less. And then the second one, this one hit me pretty hard. Like, it's called, I was like, whoa. I do a lot of personal development and just like always read a lot of stuff. And this one really, a lot of, I've done so much that a lot of it is kind of, yeah, I've heard that. But this one was like, whoa. And it is fear of mediocrity. So the way they phrased this was, sometimes you hear it as perfectionism, but perfectionism doesn't really resonate with me because I'm like, I'm so far from that. Like, I'll never be perfect. I don't go for perfectionism. But when it was phrased as fear of mediocrity, that really hit for me, because it's just like a fear of being mediocre. It's not even the fear of failure, which is another thing to consider. Fear of failure is like this big drastic, thing. But fear of mediocrity really made me think, like, I do have that so much, with new activities I'm doing. Like, if you've been to some of my live coloring sessions, I'm working on a graphic novel, and I do painting. I do watercolor painting, and fear of mediocrity is real for me. So anyway, Colette, you resonate with fear of mediocrity. It's so funny, just that little shift, like, because perfectionism, I'm like, that's not me. I don't go for perfectionism. But fear of mediocrity, whoo, that's like, that was a really interesting one. So just something to consider. And if do you have your download sheet? Cool. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. I'm glad you like my art. I like my art too, but it's this weird fear. I don't know. It's so, mediocrity feels like creative death, right? But it's really not. It's also like, mediocrity is a really important stage in your creative journey. Like, when you're learning something new, you kind of have to go through that. That's like really important. So either you have your planner for a magical 2025, or perhaps you have the download sheet. I sent it by email. It has these same questions as that we have here in the introduction of the planner. And the download, it's posted on the Facebook event page, and it's also posted on the YouTube live. So if you're watching on either of those places, you can download that sheet right now, and you can print it, or you can just follow along on your computer or your phone or whatever. So, okay. So, planning your magical vision for the year. And I have a couple of notes, mostly from last year. I took so many notes last year. It was wild. But anyway, mostly it's about, well, let me just read from the sheet first. Remember that plans almost always change. It's true. And spoiler alert, you can't control anything. It's true. Sometimes it seems like we can control stuff, but we really can't. But you can influence, change, and make all sorts of things better or different for yourself and for the world. So it's not so much about control, even with intentions and making choices. It's about influence. It's about kind of steering your ship and pointing your arrow. So it really is about taking aim with your arrow. Like, I have noticed in my life, and maybe you've noticed with yours, that it's easy to fall off of track. So like what I said earlier about like emotional and vibrational track, like it's easy for me to fall into a spiral of worry and fear and anxiety, which is something I worked with a lot this year. If I'm not focused on how I want to feel and my general intention, of course things come up. Of course, like you want to feel happy and unstressed, but of course sadness will come and stress will come. So it's not about controlling, it's about influencing. Like you're still going to feel the whole range of emotions. I'm sorry. It's just being human. You're going to feel it all. But we can influence it, and we can steer our life in an energetic, in an emotional direction that we prefer. And we can, and physically, like where we, the things we do with our time, where we live, like our physical life, the physical world, we can influence that too. So like the inner world, emotions and vibrations, and then the outer world, like what we do with our time, how we, our job, our living environment, our friends, or all that, our relationships. So it's about aiming your arrow. And yes, Patty, I've just started. I've just been gabbing about all sorts of things. So you can watch the replay if you're interested. But making choices. It's about making the choices of what you really desire and then keeping those in focus. So setting an intention, which is casting a spell in witchcraft language. And yes, exactly. Emotions are just being human. And then you're still going to feel them. Yeah. So I'm still going to feel stress and worry this year, but I don't have to be consumed by it because I did that for a lot of last year and I didn't enjoy it and it wasn't necessary. I'm still going to experience some of that, but I can influence that and shift it. So, okay. So focusing. Me right now, I'm focusing. Okay. So, if you don't aim at what you want, it's harder to hit it or impossible to hit it. So if you find yourself not making progress or stuck or feeling like you're in a random direction that you didn't really pick, that's a great time to pick your direction and aim your arrow at what you want. So think about like the imagery of pulling your arrow back and focusing it on what you desire. And admitting what you truly want. If you have the 2024 planner, the first 2 spells go into that. And then this owl January spell in the 2025 planner also touches on that. So like admitting what you really want can be a little bit tricky. So you kind of have to trust yourself. And that's where things like fear of failure and fear of mediocrity come in, because those are all the things that you say, I want to do this, like I want to paint, for me personally. But what if I'm not good enough? But what if I can't do it? All that. So it's about setting those things aside, like those are valid. You can acknowledge that you feel that way. And then still doing it anyway, basically. So another one is creating, not problem solving. That's just a nice reframe for myself. So going down the list of questions. Who do you want to be this year? Write down what comes to your head before you start overthinking it. That's a really important question. I want to be calm and not stressed. I'm trying to think of what the opposite of not stressed is. I think it's calm and carefree and feeling capable. So Sometimes it's easier to think of what you don't want, and then it's good to rephrase of what you do want. Like, I want to feel capable, unstoppable. The beauty of being 72 is you don't care if you're not good enough. You're just having fun. That's it. That's it right there. So who do you want to be this year? I want to be like the Celtic peasant. I want to be. I think your name is Zoe. Is your name Zoe? I think so. I want to be 72 and not caring if I'm good enough, and just knowing I'm capable. Who do I want to be? I want to be magical. I want to be, calm in the moment. Everyone, lots of people are writing calm, happy, positive. Totally. Yeah. And that doesn't mean, that does, of course, like, I feel like I'm saying this many, many times. That doesn't mean we're not going to feel the negative emotions, because I know a lot of people, a lot of times, people start thinking toxic positivity and like brushing the negative emotions under the rug, and that's not what this is about. Because those things are going to come up. You're going to feel the whole range. But we're talking about a general vibe. When you can influence your vibe, when you can influence it, when you're ready to come back and pick a different vibe, what do you want to be? So what do you want this year to feel like? Before you even have a chance to overthink it, what do you want it to feel like? What Patty just said, calm and creative. That's what I want my year to feel like too. Exactly. And fun. Like, I want more like laughter and fun. Like, my husband is so good at having a good time, like just being silly and laughing. And I realized, like, I kind of lost some of that playful energy, and like, I want it back. Confident in our ability to cope. So, Karen, totally. And that's being capable. And I bet if you think into your past, you are capable, and you've always been capable. Like, even during trying moments, you were capable. So yeah, who do you want to be? What do you want this year to feel like? And you probably feel that spark right away. So like, write that down. It doesn't have to be a long thing. It can just be a nice little short thing. And what do you want to take action on or work towards? I can tell you what I want to do. Obviously coloring Book of Shadows. So that's like my main work. And I love that. I feel there's a lot of power there, and I feel like I can inspire people to find their own magic through that. And that's sort of like been my commitment to the goddess, to do that work. And so that's like definitely ongoing. But there's some new creative projects that I've been working on. So watercolor painting, I brought them to show you, just I don't know, to get over my fear of mediocrity. Watercolor painting, and then I've been working on a graphic novel for a couple of years, and it's magical themed, and so that's something I want to take action and work towards. Also, I have an older hip injury that has been recurring lately, and that's big on my list of things I want to work towards. I want to fix it. I want to heal my broken body. So anything like that, anything you want to work towards, like health-wise, feeling energy in your body, like maybe working towards take action on or work towards. I used to meditate a little more frequently and, do more ritual and stuff like that, like daily things. And I want to work towards, haven't totally lost it, but I want to work towards getting back more to that on a little bit more of a daily basis. Yoga also related to having a hip injury. I kind of stopped doing that, but I want to get back to it. I want to take action or work towards those things. So what about you? What do you want to take action or work towards? What do you want to leave behind? Maybe even a more important question. Those things you feel stuck with. That you're like, why am I doing this? Like me, stress and anxiety. Yeah, I really got into that. Like if I was like really committed to that. I was really committed to feeling worried all year inadvertently. It was a difficult year, I think, for a lot of people, not just artists, I think, but for everyone, small businesses. I think a lot of people had like a little bit more challenging year. It brought some shit up. But you know what? We made it. We made it, even if it didn't go as we wanted. Like we made it, right? We're capable and we made it this far. So what do I want to leave behind? Like the stress and worry about it. Like I know I'm capable and I know shit's gonna come up, but like worrying about it like makes it twice as bad. Right? Ooh, Brittany, leave behind inconsistency. Yeah, health, working magic into the everyday. These are all so good. Ooh, leave anger behind. That's a good one. And it doesn't mean that you're not gonna sometimes, you still it will I know the feel. I used to be I think in my younger days I used to be more angry, and it doesn't mean that situations don't still trigger me or hit me, but I don't know what happened exactly, but somehow I'm able to just like set it down. Like I know it doesn't mean I accept it, doesn't mean it feels good, doesn't mean I'm not triggered, but sometimes you can set it down. Leave behind the burdens you carry that are not even yours. Such a big one. Am I in the UK? No. I live in Hawaii, actually. So it's early. It's only 10:30 a.m. for me. And I think in the UK it's like, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3:30 in New York. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8:30 p.m. in the UK. Yes, leave behind people and all the emotions that go with them, like relationships and that energy sometimes that you get stuck in with people. Yeah, so much worry is a survival loop about our safety, and then calm our nervous system. So much. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that behind. And then, what steps, thoughts, actions, and feelings will get you going in the direction you desire? So maybe this is a little bit bigger one that maybe you can keep thinking about over the next few days and weeks. But this is the more standard planning that one might do. Like, what steps do I need to take to go in the direction? But it's not just about the physical steps, it's about the thoughts and feelings too, which is an important part. So like, how do you want to feel? What thoughts? Like, you can't control your thoughts. They just will pop up. But you can redirect them. And I do a lot of thought redirecting, and that just goes, okay, I had a worrisome thought. That's okay. I can't control the thought, but I can redirect it. And I'm going to think about this instead. And that's how I redirect thoughts. And I can't control them. Um, Sometimes they will start shifting on their own. Like if you get in a better vibration, maybe less worry will come up. But you can't control it. But you can redirect it. You can influence it. Routines. Routines is awesome. I love routines. Megan. Okay, so what steps, thoughts, actions, and feelings will get you going in the direction you desire? This is one to think about a little bit longer, and make some lists. Maybe even make 4 lists for steps, thoughts, actions, and feelings, and then work those into your routines, like Megan said. This is one of my favorites. What does success feel and look like to you? Yeah, to me, it really feels like putting down the more frantic energy, the worried energy, allowing things more just to be, and still doing my work, still taking my actions, and committing to the work I'm doing. But I think success feels a little more relaxed. Oh, Zoe, success looks like exactly where you are. I love it. That's amazing. And that's like a great, like, that just took my mind for a loop. Even if you're not there yet, saying that success looks like you're exactly where you are is kind of like a timeline shift. Like that will kind of put you right where you want to be. So that's a powerful bit of magic there, Zoe. Like just to say success looks exactly like where I am right now, I think to me like that was like whoop, like I instantly shifted to that vibration. Remember that. Thanks, Zoe. I love it. Yeah. So manifesting it, speaking it into reality. Um, I was listening to a podcast about timeline shifting, which is kind of I don't know if it's a silly term. It seems a little extreme to me. But basically, all she was saying was, which is a technique I have used. I call it the Willy Wonka ritual because I used to watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory every single day while I was working. And I had a ritual at the part where they open the factory doors and they go into the chocolate factory, into the mushroom room, like with the chocolate waterfall and all that. And they start singing Pure Imagination. I had a ritual. They go, close your eyes, hold your breath, count to 3. And my Willy Wonka ritual, I would stop whatever I was doing. I would stand up, I would close my eyes, hold my breath, and count to 3. And I would visualize where I want to be in the future. And it came true. And I've done this a couple times with the Willy Wonka ritual. It's very, very, very powerful. But in this podcast I was listening to, she didn't watch Willy Wonka. So that part's optional. But it was the same shift. It was imagining that scene like that scene in the future, like really feeling, touching, tasting, being in that state where you want to be. And if you can feel it right now, you can get to that. You can kind of get yourself on that track. Jump timeline, program your subconscious, however you want to say it. Manifest it, set an intention, make magic, however you want to call that. So like just imagining, feeling. If you're not a visual imaginer, that's okay. Yeah. And then so like what does success feel and look like to you? If you feel it now and you're like, I feel that what that looks like to me is right now, and you find that feeling, that's really powerful. That will start making magic happen. And the last question on the sheet, what do you really want that you are hesitant to ask for? For any reason. Like usually it is with deserving, like you don't feel like you deserve it, or you don't feel like it's possible for you. But what do you really want? Like those desires, it goes back to the owl spell. If you have the 2025 planner, it's kind of revealing those secret things. Same with the cat spell. Exploring curiosities and then feeling comfort. Like those are things sometimes we don't feel like we can have them. Like we don't feel like we can have stability, or we don't feel like we can have, we don't, all those things that we're kind of evading us. So what do you feel like you can't have? And you also don't have to solve that. Like you don't have to, you can kind of let your mind and your magic solve it for you. You don't have to come up with that like how, like if, what do you really want that you're hesitant to ask for? Like a companion, or some of the things I'm seeing here, financial stability. You don't have to know all the steps. Or you don't have to know how you're going to get there. Like that's really where the magic is. So just have that intention. And one of the ones from my list that really helps me is stop focusing on what you don't have and just focus on feeling good. And that's a little bit hard, but it helps me shift out of that lack feeling. Like I don't have this, like I don't have this partner or this kind of stability or whatever it is that you're looking for. You can allow the things, I guess the way I have it phrased here is the things you desire are coming to you and are possible, and allow them to catch up by just feeling good in the moment, or finding something to appreciate in the moment. Finding something to appreciate in the moment. So I find that to be helpful. Like, because it's easy to go into, for me, it's easy to feel like worry and stress is sometimes about a feeling of lack. Like I don't have enough, or I'm worried about the financial future or whatever. But just to like allowing myself to be like, okay. My husband is always like, he's like, do you have food now? Do you have a house? Just right now, just today, not next week. Just today, And the answer for me, the answer is yes. I know some people are struggling more, but I'm guessing that you have more stability and more love and more resources sometimes than you think. And then one last word. It's been a half an hour. I hope that's been helpful to just really think about what you're going to aim for. Like the feelings, thoughts, and actions. This third from the bottom, just want to highlight it. What steps, thoughts, actions, and feelings will get you going in the direction you desire? So, like, take a few more minutes or the next couple weeks and think about what you desire. Like, how are you aiming your arrow? And then those things, steps, thoughts, actions, and feelings. What are the things that will get you there? One step at a time. Just one step at a time. And then all the spells in this book will help lead you towards that. So that's why I write them. They're all kind of on these same themes of focusing your intentions and feeling you're capable, and moving towards your goals, even if it seems slow. That's when I really feel like my graphic novel project has been years in the making, and the art it was going really slow, like, but over time, step by step, I had a lot of ups and downs with my emotions. Like, I can't do it. I suck. This isn't going to be good enough. I should quit. Tons of those emotions. But refocus, reshift it, allow yourself to feel shitty, and then pick it back up. So my last thought on it is I'm doing this Kabbalah class. If you know about Kabbalah, it's ancient pre-Jewish mysticism, Jewish, pre-Jewish. Some people say it's biblical, but from what I'm getting out of it, it's pre-biblical. And it's a theory of magic and mysticism and energy, and I have found it to be very interesting. And the note that I have in my notes is to turn on the light. So, like, even when it's super dark, turn on the light. So, like, dance, laugh, have some fun, do things to share and shine light in the world. Not for what it brings to you, but just because it feels good in the moment. So I have been focusing on that. And that's been really helpful for me to remember to, like, turn on the light. And it doesn't exactly make darkness go away, but it helps. So cool. Awesome. And thank you for joining me. And if you want to share any thoughts or plans, I don't know, you could email me. You could send me a message on Facebook. You can post it in the Coven group on Facebook. If you have any insights or thoughts, or you just want to share a little bit more, I would love to hear it. Yeah. So share in the group. If you have notes you want to share, or just you can send it to me personally, that's fine too. All right. And then join me Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We will continue with our coloring sessions. And then if you like this, there's so much more in the planner for a magical 2025. This is the full color version, but there's a black and white coloring book version too, which you probably already know. But enjoy your week. Happy New Year. Happy dark moon. Super dark black new moon. Whatever you want to call it. It's a great time to let go and just start over. So I'll see you next year. Right on. Okay, now I have to